Okay, good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Okay, little things are left in circles. Let us just know of circles. Let us complete them. So last class we are discussing. Is my voice clear, everyone?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Patnak sir started probability today. Huh?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So be regular in revising the notes, remembering all the definitions and all. Okay. So circles. You stay one point thoroughly I need to cover and some other small points here. Bisecting the circumference. All right. If there is a circle, if there is another circle passing through these 2 points such a way. Okay, one circle is intersecting another circle at 2 points. When you join those 2 points, if you get a line, and if you observe the perimeter of the small circle, it became 2 equal parts. That means the circumference of the smaller circle, because of this bigger circle, became 2 equal parts. That's exactly called bisecting the circumference. But that will happen when this line is diameter, because if these two are equal, it should be diameter. Okay, that means the common chord of this circle and this circle, which is a line, that should be diameter of the smaller circle. Okay, so how to verify this when the two circles equations are given? If S1 has to bisect S2, then S1 minus S2 equal to 0 should be diameter of S2. All right. So you subtract this, you'll get a line. That line should pass through center of the second step. Another way to see is this is C1, this is C2, this is R1, this is R2. This form a right angle triangle here. C1, C2 square plus R2 is equal to R1 square minus R2 square. This is also another way to check. Either by this way or this way. They usually check this method, but we can also check. In IP, instead of giving a question like bisecting the circumference, they just ask questions, subtract the common cut of these two is diameter of the second circle. Please show that. That is very obvious. To separate a little line, put the center. But in mains, we have some more questions like that. Sometimes they may ask, 3 circles are there. I want another circle bisecting this circumference, this circumference, this circumference, something like this. I mean, this should be the diameter here. It should be diameter here. This should be diameter here. Then we will take this third circle as x square plus y square plus 2gx plus 2fy plus c equal to 0, the standard way. And then we subtract from this, we'll get a line. That line should be diameter of that circle, an equation. Subtract this and this one, we'll get a line that should be diameter of this circle, another equation. Subtract this and this, we'll get a line that should be diameter of this circle. Substitute the center, we'll get another 3 equations and 3 unknowns. You have to do all that. I don't think is there any easy way method like radical axis. You have to do all that work. Okay, that is about bisecting the circumference, nothing more. Okay, we came across some questions where how to find the length of the common chord. Okay, when a circle is there and a line is there, if you want length of the chord, you know it is very simple. This perpendicular distance is d, this is r, this length will be root r square minus d square. So total length will be 2 root r1 d square. That is the length of the chord. If 2 circles are there, one obvious method is subtract these two, will get the common chord. Then use one of the circle, one of the line, use this formula, will get the length of the common chord. Apart from that, if the 2 circles are intersecting each other orthogonally, if you somehow notice that they're intersecting orthogonally, you can do some other method. If this is R1, this is R2, and this is D, and if you drop a perpendicular here, okay, obviously it will be perpendicular here. How to find this height? Because these are intersecting each other orthogonally, I can find this as the base, this as the height area, or I can find this as the base, this as the height. Half into R1 into R2 is same as half into D into H. Then when you cancel off, h will be r1 r2 by d, and here actually d is r1 r2 by root r1 square plus r2. Then length of the chord is 2h. Okay, so double of this. When they're intersecting orthogonal, you can do like this. Sometimes they may give you one of these points of intersection, either this or this, directly or indirectly. For example, in the first circle, if there is no constant, second circle also there is no constant, then obviously they're intersecting at origin. The line constant is there means there is no constant, is passing the origin. Then how to find the length of the chord apart from the standard method of this way? You find the line joining the centers. You know the two centers, you find line joining them. From origin, you find perpendicular distance. You will get half of the length of the chord and then double of that will be the length of the chord because this and this are equal. You can prove it. Okay. So length of the common chord finding is standard method is subtract the two circles, get a chord and then use this formula. But if they are intersecting orthogonally or one of the point of intersection, sometimes we can do easily, or sometimes let's say the radius are equal, maybe we can do something. All right. So you have to understand. Some depends on the question. You can also do easier method maybe. Okay. Similarly, two circles touching each other. When they give two circles and ask whether touching or not. One method is you find C1, C2 equal to R1 plus R2 or mod R1 minus R2. One of these two should be. Another method is you find S minus S dash equal to 0, you will get radical axis. If that is tangent to one of the circles, also tangent to other circle, then they touch. Third method is sometimes you can notice that the two circles are passing the origin. If they're touching and both are passing the origin, means origin should be the point of contact. Then this center and this center, then this point should be collinear. You apply collinearity condition, that is sufficient that they're touching. Otherwise, if they're not collinear, origin may be one of the points of intersection of the circles, but the centers are not collinear, means they're intersecting. So if I can identify one of the common points to the two circles, they may be intersecting there, they may be touching there. For that you can use collinearity along with the centers. Okay, you can do that way also. Okay, radical axis I already explained that if you have a family of circles, there are three different types of family of circles. All are coaxial system of circles. That is, among this family, you take any two same radical axis. Among these two among all these circles, you can take anything the radical axis same. Or let us say so many circles are touching. Okay, then also their radical axis is same. Among this family, you take any two same radical axis. Okay, so if you know one circle in the family is S and that radical axis is L, S plus lambda L equal to 0 covers all the circles in the family. Somebody can even take S plus lambda S dash if you know two circles in the family equal to 0. Somebody can take lambda S plus mu S dash equal to 0. Okay. If you know one circle and radical axis, you can use this. If you know two circles in a family, you can use this or this. Okay, now, so whatever lambda you take, as you change, you'll get different circles in this family. But out this family, whether this type or this type or this type, how will you know? You know this line and you know this circle. See whether the line is touching the circle or intersecting or completely outside. Where from center you find perpendicular distance to that line. They were less than radius or equal to radius or more than radius. Then you will know which way it is. There is some advantage, even some questions which are previously done with system of circles can be done easily. For example, if I say I want a circle touching a particular line 3x plus 5y equal to 13 at 1, 2, and we should intersect so and so circle orthogonally. Somebody can take GFC circle, substitute this point, and this should be tangent to this, or center should lie on this line, or intersect orthogonally. You'll get some three conditions and three unknowns. Or you can take the point circle. What is the point circle? X minus 1 whole square plus y minus 2 whole square equal to 0 square. That plus lambda times this line, which is 3x plus 5y minus 13 equal to 0. It's like s plus lambda L equal to 0. This circle will cover, this equation will cover all circles touching this line at this point. Among them, which will intersect orthogonally with this circle, apply orthogonality condition, you get that lambda. Okay. So these are all some standard definitions of theory or okay, standard techniques for circles. But some more text can be told only with the questions. Okay. So we'll see along with your doubts and all. Okay. So anybody else have any other doubts in the theory part? Okay, then I'm going to discuss your doubts, and today if time is there, I'll start doing advanced material. Otherwise, tomorrow we'll start. Okay, does anybody remember up to which question I discussed? I definitely remember 7.0 I discussed. Anybody remembers further? So where I discussed your doubts. Have I completed the
23, I think so.
73.
Okay. Yeah. That week you asked 73. I think I discussed. Anybody doubt still about 73? No doubt. Okay. Okay. 74. Anybody any doubt? Okay. 75. Any doubt? 75 same question, huh? Almost same. It also y square. One is given 2018, one is given 2019, the same points. Okay. 76. Any doubt? $77. $78. $79. Up to 82. Anybody any doubts? Okay, how to do 81? When somebody tell 81 how to do? Anybody? How to do 81? Yes.
So take difference between the equations, sir. Take difference
Okay.
between the two equations. sir.
Subtract them, we'll get the radical axis. Okay. After that,
So after that, then find perpendicular distance. Or else find distance between the centers equal to r.
okay, if you find then distance between the centers is going to be a little lengthy here. You can take C1, C2 equal to R1 plus R2 or R1 minus R2, right? Just you subtract them, take the radical axis, and that should be tangent to both circles. Using second circle easy because you know center and radius. From center perpendicular to the radical axis equal to radius. Okay, that is easier. Okay. Because if it is C1, C2 equal to R1 plus R2, they would have given little earlier. Anyway, it's okay. You can do it anyway.
Sir,
Yes, please.
sir, then two circles will be there.
Two answers will be there.
Yes, means the two answers to sir.
The two answers can be there because one may touch internally, one may touch externally. Or when you use distance formula, mod is there because of the two answers can come. All right.
Yes.
Okay. 82. Anybody doubt? $83 or $84? So 83 indirect 83. Can somebody tell me how to find the center of the required circle in 83?
Use section.
No, in 83, how will you find center of the required circle?
Sir, normal should intersect at the center.
Sir, no.
Yes, yeah, the two, you have a pair of lines, right? They are normals, and every normal should pass the center of the circle. So in the pair of lines, find the point of intersection. Okay, that will give you the center. Okay. After that, for finding radius, of course, you can use C1 C2 equal R1 plus R2 formula, and then you'll get R2. Okay, 85 or 86, any doubt, anybody? Okay, I'm scrolling up to 88, anybody doubt? Okay, 89. Okay, 90 or 91, any doubt? $92 or 93?
Sir, 93, sir.
Okay, because it was combined equation, it must be, you can use S1 square equal to S into S1. So first of all, you find external center of similitude. You find external center of similitude by you dividing C1 and C2 in the ratio R1 is not externally. And with respect to that point, you can do S1 square root S into S11, either for first circle or second circle. If at all you are not getting answer, some typing mistake in the question maybe, or some while writing some mistake. Otherwise, this method is simple. Is it okay? 93?
Sir, we are getting different answer for that, sir.
93. Anybody else got the answer? Same as the textbook answer? Is that same as what is given here? All of you tried at least up to 100, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
so 93. Anybody remembers? 93. Anybody remembers you got answer or not?
So 1 minute.
Okay, you can check it.
Sir, I'm getting a different answer.
Achha, okay.
Yes.
All right. Okay, 94 or 95, any doubts? $96. Okay, 97. $98. Okay, up to 100. Any doubts anybody has? Okay. So I want to discuss advanced material now, and up to 120, I want to discuss doubts tomorrow. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Up to 120.
Up to 120, you tried already, you are saying?
Sir, means you told you up to 120 you will discuss.
I said I'll discuss, but anyway, total how many questions are there?
159 are
159. Okay. So by tomorrow, I'll discuss up to 120, or at least I can say 130. Okay. So today I want to continue advanced material. Okay, this circle's advanced material. I'll be discussing odd numbers starting from single answer first question. You can, after finishing your MSET material fully, you can start doing your even numbers also, not a problem. Okay. So you can see question on the screen. I'll talk to Patnaik sir coming Monday exam whether you can give probability or it must be very small percentage of only probability. But circles and system of circles fully is there for coming Monday exam. By that time, I'm sure MSET questions you can complete and I can clarify all the doubts and advance to some extent we could have done. Maybe October 2nd, maybe a holiday. Friday. Okay, coming to first question, very easy question. We have a circle. Within that, a square is inscribed. And the center of the circle is 1, comma minus 2. Now we want the sides are parallel to coordinate axis. They wanted to know. Okay. The vertices. Very easily we can do from the figure because the radius is 1 plus 4 root 2. So if this length is root 2, this is 1, this is 1. All right. And the center is 1, comma minus 2. So if you want to go to this point, you have to go 1 unit forward, 1 unit upward. So add 1 here, add 1 here. That will be 2, comma minus 1 plus 1 minus 2 plus 1 equals 2, comma minus 2. If you have to come to this point, add 1, subtract 1. 1 plus 1 minus 2 minus 1 is 2, comma minus 2. And if you want to get this point, subtract 1 and subtract 1. This is 1 minus 1 minus 2 minus 1, 0, comma minus 2. Coming back 1 unit down, coming down also. And coming to this is 1 minus 1 minus 2 plus 1. This is 0, comma minus 1. Now, even once you understand adding 1, subtracting 1, only I have to do all the options. First, ABC cannot be answers because they are root 2s in it. And we are not adding root 2s, we are adding 1, subtracting 1, basically only option D. And option D is also there, 2, comma minus 1. Okay, so this circle is advanced material first question. Is everybody clear about the first one?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
All right. Third question, the equation of a circle with origin as center and passing through the vertex of an equilateral triangle was multiplied. An equilateral triangle, centroid, circumcenter, orthocenter, everything the same. Total is 3a. Means this is 2a, this is a, this is 2a, this is 2a, and this is. So this is 0, 0, and this is 2a. So directly x minus 0 whole square, 5 minus 0 whole square equal to 2a. So this question, the circle passing. Okay, so third question, for equilateral triangle, centroid and circumcenter are same, and this total is 3 means this is 3, this is a, and this is circumradius, you know, center and radius. Okay, next question. I can really do by equations or from the figure I can do it. So I take 1 here and t here, and the 1 here and t here, the rectangle. So this is t comma 1, this is 1 comma 2, and this is t comma 2, and this is 1 comma 1. As t changes, this will move right side, this will move upwards. Every time it's a rectangle. So passing through these 3 points, which is a right angle triangle, there will be a circumcircle, but that will always pass through 1 comma 1, whatever t you take. So you can understand easily it's 1 comma 1. Some figure on it. Okay. We don't want it from the figure. You know, 3 points on a circle, we can find circle equation. X square plus y square plus 2x square plus 4y plus c equal to 0. You can put 2 comma 1 on equation, you get 3 equations. Okay. Or there's a forming right angle triangle.
Sir, otherwise,
What
diameter.
happened? Yeah, ends of diameter you can take, right?
Diameter.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Correct. So we'll get x minus 1. Okay. It's a right angle triangle. So, right angle the triangle. So 1 comma t and t comma 1 are ends of hypotenuse. So they are ends of diameter. So x minus 1 into x minus t plus y minus t into y minus 1 equal to 0. Whatever t you take, you should always pass through 1 point. What is that? You can do some options, or that is expand and separate wherever t is there and wherever t is not there. This is x square minus t plus 1 into x plus t. y square minus t plus 1 into y plus t. Just split it square.
Here are 1, 1 should pass through.
We know from here, but that is options are not there. We want to make out. That's why I want to do some idea. X square minus x minus tx plus t. Y square minus y minus dy plus t. To separate wherever t is there, wherever t is not there, what will happen? It will become x square plus y square minus x minus y plus t common minus x minus y. Okay, and plus 2 equal to 0. Okay. Now, if you want to do subjectively, okay, from figure it is easy. Okay, here also you can substitute the option. If not, options are not there. How to know is whatever t you take. Okay, t may be varying, but this is not varying. This is why it looks like s plus tl equal to 0. It represents a family of lines which always pass through point of intersection of s and l. So if try to solve these two, whatever point comes, the circle will always pass through this. Okay. So this circle will always pass through point of intersection of x square plus minus x minus y equal to 0 and x plus y minus 2 equal to 0. Okay. So when you solve these two, you are getting only 1 comma 1, or you are getting anything else? Only 1 comma 1. Okay. So this line is touching this. If they have 2 points of intersection, there should have been 2 answers. Okay. But here only 1 answer. Okay. That is 1 comma. Which implies 1 comma. Okay. So fifth question will be clear both by the figure and also by the equation. Okay, nobody any doubt about fifth question, right? Okay, all right. So this is completed. You can try 7 o'clock. All right, I'm going to erase fifth one. Okay, seventh, I think from the figure we can do very easily, at least about area, perimeter. This is A and B, let us say, and C is somewhere here. Okay, as C changes, the area of this triangle changes, perimeter triangle changes when it is maximum. If we take base as AB, you can easily see height will be maximum when C is here. Okay, let us call this point as P. Okay, so height is maximum when C is at P, where PA equal to P. So area is maximum when C is at P. All right, they're quite simple, very easy. Height will be maximum, positive height will be radius. Anyone want to give an explanation why this CA plus CB is also maximum when it is at P?
Sir,
Yes, please.
Miss, can you repeat the question, sir?
Question is A is fixed here, B is fixed here at the diameter, and it is another diameter perpendicular to AB. I am calling this point as P. Okay. C is variable. C can be here, 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 here. Of course, it can be at Q also. Okay. So height is maximum and C is at P or P. Where PA equal to PB or VA equal to. Okay, so when C is changing, when C comes here, height will be maximum. Anywhere else, height will be a little less. So if you want area to be maximum, C should be here, and at that time it will be right angle triangle. Sorry, right angle isosceles triangle. So, but if somewhere else it is not isosceles triangle, so area will be maximum only when it is isosceles. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now.
Sir, for
I'm saying-
perimeter, we can take angle theta, sir, because that will be right angle triangle, and with respect to diameter, we can write the sides also. So with
Okay.
theta, when it will be maximum, we can. No.
Yeah, for theta is 45, we can prove that. You can take this is theta, this is 90 degrees, this is 90 minus theta. Okay. Then CA can be written as AB cos theta, and the CB can be written as AB sin theta. Okay. Yes.
Sir,
Yes, please.
so we can do it through ellipse.
You want to do by ellipse?
Yes. We take A, B, means AB as force and P as the PQ as the minor axis. Then it means ellipse, if we gradually increase the ellipse size, then means the biggest ellipse that will intersect the circle is AP, means pass through P.
Okay. So among all the ellipses which are having A and B as the foci and intersect in the what you call circle, the biggest ellipse will come, which is passing through. Okay. And when ellipse is bigger, perimeter is also bigger. You want to say. So you can say like that. In fact, that's how we can explain Fermat's theorem that light will take the least time to travel in a particular path. That is where the light will get the path of the light. I explain that. Okay, coming to perimeter now. AB plus CA plus CB is perimeter. AB is AB only. CA is AB cos theta. CB is AB sin theta. AB is fixed, but theta is changing. We know cos theta plus sin theta maximum value is root 2, and that will happen when theta plus theta is 45. So AB into 1 plus cos theta plus sin theta. So perimeter maximum is equal to AB into 1 plus root 2. And it is retained when theta is 45 degrees. That implies C is it like that. Then only angle BAC can be 40. That is one way. You can also use AMGM inequality, something like a Cauchy square inequality. You know, CA square plus CB square is constant. I want to prove CA plus CB. Okay, when it is a minimum, right? So, yeah, I can write something about it. What is that? I know CA minus CB whole square is greater than or equal to 0. It's visible, right? This can be written as 2 times CA square plus CB square minus. I want to use CA minus CB, CA plus CB, and CA square plus CB square. Yes. So 2 times CA square plus CB square minus CA plus CB whole square. Or you can write plus here. That is equal to this. Okay. And which is greater than or equal to something minus something. So less than or equal to 2 into CA square plus CB square, which is 2AB square. Okay, that is the maximum. And maximum is attained when this is 0. Then CA minus CB equal to 0. That is CA equal to CB, which is isosceles form. Okay. So what I have done here, we know A plus B whole square plus A minus B whole square is 2 into A square plus B square. Based on that, I wrote A plus B whole square as 2 into A square plus B square minus A minus B whole square. That this is a constant, this is a variable. Something minus something you want to be maximum means this should be 0. This should be minimum, this should be maximum. So this is 0, we got this. But so the maximum value of this is this. And when the maximum is attained, when this is 0. Maximum is attained when that means C equal to CB means it is isosceles. So simply by algebraic inequality also we can prove it. Or we can also prove by trigonometry. Yeah, somebody can use geometric visualization that let us say AB length is 10. If you want a CA plus CB to be 10, this should be line segment. If you want to be 11, little ellipse will come. Little 12, little ellipse, 13, little bigger ellipse, 14. As you size increase the size of ellipse for a particular size, it will pass through P and Q. That is the case where you will get perimeter maximum. That we also can understand. Is it okay? 7th question. Anybody any doubt in any part of the sentence? So finally, when C is at P, area is also maximum, perimeter is also maximum simultaneously. All right. Okay, I'm going to erase this seventh one. Maybe need some explanation or some time. Okay, read the ninth question and you can try. Okay, ninth question. Just diameters means it will pass to center, that's all. You can solve them and directly you'll get center, that's all. Okay. So when you solve, what will become 1 and 1. Okay. So center is 1 comma 1. That's the only use of diameter. Now from center is 1 comma 1, I think we can find a value. Because another way to find center is a square minus 7a plus 11 comma a square minus 6a plus. And equate x coordinates, we'll get a square minus 7a plus 10 equal to 0. We'll get a equal to 2 or 5. And this must be 1. When equate, we'll get a square minus 6a plus 5 equal to 0. A should be 1 or 5. Both should happen. So a should be 5. Okay. Once a equal to 5, if you put it back, it will be x square plus y square minus 2x minus 2y plus bq plus 1 equal to 0. So a should be 5. It should be circle, means radius should be greater than equal to 0. Okay, that is g square plus h square minus c should be greater than equal to 0. 1 plus 1 minus bq plus 1 greater than equal to 0. We'll get bq less than equal to 1. So b should be less than. Okay, so just a equal to 5 is not sufficient. B should be less than equal to 1. Minus infinity to. All right. Okay, 11th one. Y equal to mx is outside the circle. Means from the center, circumference is more than radius. That's all. So you can write mx minus y equal to 0. So from center, perpendicular distance be greater than center is 0, 10. And not m into 0 minus 10 by root n square. So that's 10. Radius is root 10. Root over 100 minus 9. 0. Okay, so mod m minus 10 less than root 10 into root n square plus 1. Square it, m square minus 20 plus 100 less than 10m square plus 10. 9m square plus 20m minus 90 greater than 0. Does it have any roots? Or I don't think so.
Sir, it is only 10, sir. M into 0 is 0.
Oh, there is no m. Okay, it is only 10. Then it is very easy. Then it is root 10 less than root m square plus 1. Then 10 less than m square plus 1. M square should be greater than 9. That is mod m should be greater than.
Sir,
Yes, please.
in the first step, it should be greater than.
I wrote greater than. You're right. Should be greater than. Greater than. Should be less than. Thank you. By the way, this is single answer. We are putting option D, but option B is also correct. Am I right or wrong?
Yes, sir.
Yes, because it is then now. One may say m less than 3 contains -5, -9. They may contain, but we are not saying it written all those values. We are saying what are values of m satisfying the question, they will satisfy option B in equal. Okay. So if there is more than one other question, we should put B and D both. Even that D is a complete answer, option B is a superset of that. That is also answer. They ask if it. The chord of the circle subtends an angle 45 degrees at any point on the circle. Major statement. The 13th. In 13th question, they gave us circle and a line. If it is subtending 45 degrees anywhere here, at the center it should subtend 90. If that is 90, this should be 45 degrees, this should be 45 degrees. So the chord should subtend 45. It means from the center approximation should be R by root 2. That is sufficient. So this is R, this is R, this is O, and this is M. So OM should be R by root 2. What is OM? Perpendicular distance from center to the CM direction. From center to the line. That is R by root 2. That is sufficient. So center is minus 3 comma 3. And the line is mx. No, center is 0 from 0. Okay. Mx minus y plus 1 equal to 0. So this is mod 1 by root over 1 plus 1. So b radius 1 by root. That is m square plus 1 equal to 2. M square equal to 1, m equal to plus or minus. You can see that in the figure for a simple question where x square plus y square equal to 1, and the line is always passing through 0, 1, 9%. So your line can be this or this, which will subtend 90 here and subtend 40 anywhere else. So 0, 1, 1, 0, minus 1, 0. So these are the two lines as answers directly from the figure, where you can understand slope can be 1 or minus 1. But in general, we can do like this. After that, you can try 15 question. All right, is the 13th one okay for everyone?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, 15. This is something similar to the little lengthy question we're done in the positive side. You can do easy method also. What is this? I have a circle with 0, 0 and P, Q as lengths of diameter. That's not an important point. But passing through P, Q, there are a lot of cards. Okay. Among them, at least 2 cards I want to be bisected by x-axis. Okay, maybe this is x-axis where these 2 lengths are equal, and maybe some other card also there where these 2 lengths are equal, something like that. For that to happen, what is the condition? Earlier we done 3 methods. We can repeat same 3 methods. One method is, if this is on x-axis, it will be in the form of k, 0, both this point and this. Then this point will be double of this minus this, which is 2k minus p, 2 into 0 minus 2. We should satisfy the circle. We should put in the circle. So when you put this in the circle, we'll get 2k minus p whole square plus minus 2 whole square. In fact, why all that? Almost same. Here y coordinate is 0, means here y coordinate should be q, minus q. On this circle, there should be 2 points with y coordinate minus 2. Simply put y as minus 2, we'll get a quadratic equation. For that quadratic equation, root should be distant. That is also sufficient. Okay. I don't have to do this much. Here y coordinate is q, here y coordinate is 0, here y coordinate should be minus 2. Simply put y equal to minus 2 and do it. Almost same only we are doing. Maybe that is more easier. I can just say that without writing this much. Okay, I'll take these 2 midpoints as M1 and M2. Okay, this has some B and C, let us say. Okay. Both B and C should have y coordinate as minus 2. So simply put y equal to minus 2 in the circle equation. X square plus minus 2 whole square plus px plus 2 into minus 2. That is x square minus px, 2 square plus 2 square plus 2 square equal to 0. For this, 2 roots should come and they should be distant. So b square minus 4a should be greater than 0. P square minus 8q square should be greater than 0, implies p square is greater than 8q square. This is easier, not at all. But we did not notice that much. At least we know I can take let M1 be a comma 0. Then point V will be 2k minus p comma minus 2. This I should substitute in the circle and then get a quadratic equation. 2k minus p whole square plus minus 2 whole square. And put a p into 2k minus p plus 2 into minus 2. We'll get a quadratic equation in terms of k, and that should have 2 distinct roots. This is 4k square minus 4kp plus p square plus 2 square equal to 2kp minus p square minus 2 square. 4k square minus 6kp plus 2p square plus 2. For this, if I take this one, this square will come 36. No, k coefficient is 6p. Okay, 6p. That is 36p square minus 4 into 2p square plus 2q square should be greater than 2. Okay, I can divide with 4 all over. That will give me 9p square minus 8p square minus 8p square greater than 0, which is p square greater than 8p square. You can do like that. First of all, the question is, you should understand, there's a circle passing through 0, 0, p, q. Many other points on the circle are there, but p, q is given. So that many cards are there. Each card will have midpoint. Among all these midpoints, 2 such midpoints should lie on x-axis. What is the condition for that? Here y coordinate is 2, here y coordinate is 0, means this y coordinate should be minus 2. That's what we're done. Both B and C should have y coordinate as minus 2. So when I got y as minus 2 in the circle equation, I got a quadratic. I should have two distinct values because I should have B and C. Otherwise, I'll assume this is on x-axis, so I can take it as some k comma 0. Then I know this point double of this minus this, I'll get this point. That point should satisfy the circle I substitute. I should get two values of k because both B and C are in that form. Again, b square minus 4ac greater than. Okay, another method I want to do it. Tomorrow I can continue with that. Okay, I want to stop at 320. I forgot. If we copy this, we can leave. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.